Well, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone is well. I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant this morning. So if people don't like rants or, don't want to listen, then, you know, you don't have to. Just shut me off, what have you. But over the last few days, uh, I've been contacted. I've been emailed. I've had things come across the YouTube feed or what have you, or just my phone. There's notifications, things I'm subscribed to, things I'm not subscribed to, where I'm seeing one common thread, and that is a lot of people, not a lot, but a few people are believing, feeling for whatever reason that it's okay for them to come on publicly and rebuke others. And some people are using names and calling out channels and so forth, and other people are kind of doing it in a just I guess you could say more discreet fashion and manner. Um, but you know, the interesting thing is everybody's doing it publicly. Everybody wants a platform publicly to, rebuke others. And like I said, not everybody, but you have quite a few people. And I looked up the word rebuke because I wanted to know if it meant exactly what I thought it meant. And it pretty much does. A rebuke is a harsh criticism or disapproval of someone because of their behavior or actions. A harsh criticism or disapproval of someone because of their behavior or actions. And I started looking into the word. I started looking in the Bible about times, specifically in the New Testament, where Jesus would rebuke people. And you know what? Can't really find a whole lot unless you're talking about the Pharisees and Sadducees, the religious, leaders of the day that just wanted to be oppressive and put the people under their fist and, and under their thumb or what have you, and just, I'm holier than thou, I'm greater than you are, kind of thing. And, we most people know what they did, and they were the hypocrites of the day, the cowards of the day. And so Jesus did rebuke them. He did harshly criticize them. But for your everyday Joe, kind of thing, they receive compassion, love, grace, mercy, forgiveness. Not a whole lot of rebuking going on. Now when it was with Peter, when Peter, told Jesus, this isn't going to happen, kind of thing, when Jesus tells him, no, I'm going to the cross, I'm going to leave you guys for a while, and, this is what's going to happen. This is what has to happen. And when Peter's like, no, I can't allow that to happen. That's not going to happen. No. Yeah, Jesus gets a little harsh with him and tells him, it's like, dude, you're looking at what you want and instead of what the Father wants, and so that can't happen. We do the will of the Father. So um, so there were those times, but for the most part, when you look at Jesus' ministry, and it was love, compassion, forgiveness, kindness, support, you know, grace and mercy. And so I look at what's happening on these social platforms today. Specifically, I'm looking at YouTube because that's probably where I get most of my notifications, subscriptions, and so forth. You know, and I see these people, these Christians, and I don't know a lot of them personally. Matter of fact, if as I think about, I don't think I know any of them personally. I just kind of know of them. I don't know if they know of me or not. I know one at least does. I'm not sure about the others, but that's neither here nor there. It's one of the thing about it is this. Okay, I don't know if these people have gone to the people that they're rebuking personally and tried to iron out their differences or not. Um, Hopefully they have. I don't know. But even if they have, and they've gone to each other personally, and they've tried to iron out their differences, and for whatever reason they can't get along, or don't want to get along or agree. Here's an idea: ignore each other. Okay? Just ignore each other. You don't have to get on a platform and rebuke this and rebuke that, and and call this person out for this or that. Just, if you can't get along, then just stay away from each other. How about that? You know? I mean, why do people feel like they have to get on a social media platform and call this person out or that person out, or rebuke this person or rebuke that person, or this ministry or that ministry? I don't understand what makes them so high and mighty. Who made you judge, jury, and executioner? I don't get it. I don't. Why don't you just mind your own business? Why don't you just ignore it? I mean, if you go to your brother, your sister, what have you, personally, and you just can't come to an agreement on things, or maybe you just decide that, what, I just don't want to have fellowship with this person anymore. I don't want to break bread with them, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe you never did to begin with, and you just decide that, oh, this person is preaching this and preaching that and teaching this and teaching that. You know, I mean, I don't understand why people think that they're supposed to get on and just, call people out like that. I don't. Personally, I mean, I know I'm going to get a lot of criticism for this. I'm going to get rebuked for this, most likely. Whatever. I find it arrogant and ignorant, personally. I really do. Because, ignorant because you probably don't really know what's going on in these people's lives. And you probably really don't know what they truly are going through. Talk about kicking people when you're down. That happened to me not long ago. And the people that did it, they still didn't even realize they did it. What really cracks me up, because they're so arrogant and so ignorant. And there's like, oh yeah, and then they still text me, and they still do this, and they still or contact me, and I'm just like, whatever, dude. I'll talk to them, I'll communicate with them, but it's not like it was. Because it's like, dude, I was down, and you kicked me in the gut when I was down. And it's like, whatever, man. I mean, it's like, I'm not gonna hold it against you, but I'm not stupid either. It's like, and now you just want to pretend like everything's cool. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I really don't. It's just weird. It's just weird. And here's the thing that hit me too. Okay, we know that these platforms that we're able to make videos on, share ideas and thoughts and information, and just, kind of, communicate with people in a wide spectrum, even on a global scale. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. It can be used for good or evil, and a lot of people use it for evil. I try to use it for good if I can. That's my intention. That's my goal anyway. But I gotta wonder if I'm like in charge of these social media platforms, and we know these people aren't Christians. We know that they don't love Jesus. We know that they love their father, the devil. We understand all that. But can you imagine, as they're like reviewing channels and reviewing videos that they want to put a strike on, and and you take people down and so forth, and people start another channel, or they go to another platform or whatever else, because they want to continue to get their message out, but they can't because of censorship and so forth and so on. But can you imagine, as they're reviewing these videos that they're looking to give people a strike on and take them down, when they're seeing these rebuking videos of Christians coming against Christians, brother against brother, sister against sister, and they're thinking to themselves, wait a minute. And this is how I would look at it, okay? This is how I think about it. I'm like, wait a minute. It's just like, these people say they love Jesus. They're going to, even die for him, pick up their cross daily, and they preach all this stuff, and they teach this stuff, but then they hate each other. Maybe that's harsh. but that might be how they think it, how they think about it. It's just like, but they can't even get along with each other. It's like, why would I want a Jesus like that? Why would I want to be a Christian? Well, now all these people do is come against each other, rebuke this, rebuke that, hurt each other here, hurt each other there, just call each other out all the time. And it's like, why would I want that? Man, I could have that without Jesus. I mean, I got a boss that hates me, or I got these people I got to answer to, or a wife that hates me, or a husband that hates me. I mean, my kids hate me. Whatever. Well, why would I want this? I mean, where's the incentive? It's like, if this is Jesus, you can have it. I mean, think about that. They might be. I mean, what would you think? You're one of these people, one of these cronies. They're going through and looking at the platform and deciding what video you can give somebody a strike on for whatever reason because they broke your stupid standard or what have you. And then they come across these other things where Christian against Christian, brother against brother, sister against sister, and it's like, man, these people can't even get along amongst themselves. And I'll end it with this because this is the thought that came to my mind too. I've mentioned several times before, I mean, growing up and even now, not so much now, but for many years of my life, I watched a lot of movies, listened to a lot of different types of music, and I'm spoken to through dialogue in movies and lyrics and music and so forth. And a lot of times things come to my mind, when I'm making these videos, and sometimes it's before, sometimes it's during the video, but this particular movie came to my mind about this. And I watched it again not too long ago, a few months back, but it's about 20 years ago this movie first came out. It's called Remember the Titans. If anybody's ever seen that. And I always like movies about sports anyway. I was always a huge football fan and stuff. And it stars Denzel Washington, who, he's always been one of my favorite actors. I just, like, dude, pretty much whatever movie he's in is gold for the most part. I mean, he just does not make bad movies for the most part. But anyway, I he plays this football coach at T.C. Williams High School. It's based on a true story in Virginia, and it's in the early '70s, if I recall. So it's during a time of great segregation. Just a lot of racism going on and on this football team, and they bring in this black coach, and it doesn't sit well with the white players and the white families and so forth, and so they decide that they're going to integrate. That's the law now. They have to integrate. So you can't have white teams, black teams anymore. It's got to be, diverse. And if anybody's seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. If not, I highly recommend it. It's called Remember the Titans. Made about 20 years ago. But anyway, for a very clean movie too, for the most part. But anyway, there's a scene in the film where he is very, very harsh with these young men as far as their training camp, which I have absolutely no problem with whatsoever. I mean, football training camp is not supposed to be fun if anybody's ever played football. Okay, you're supposed to be getting in shape. You're supposed to be, you're supposed to be able to perform on the field and without sucking wind too much. You got to be in good physical condition. So he basically treats these young men like they're, boot camp recruits. Like, yeah, matter of fact, when the assistant coach says at one point in the film, he's like, man, he goes, this is a high school football team, not the Marine Corps. I mean, because he's getting them up at 3 o'clock in the morning, to go run till they puke kind of thing, not giving them water. And I'm not saying I agree with all of his tactics, but it's tough. It's harsh training. Well, there's one point in the film where they get him up really early in the morning. And then they at their football training camp, and he runs them and runs them and runs them. And it's very foggy. And they get to this area that nobody really recognizes, but the coach knows where they are. And he brings them to Gettysburg. And I don't know if any of them even knew that Gettysburg was in the area. And he gives this really compelling Vince Lombardi type speech, but it makes the players really think, because these guys still can't get along, even though he's got black men rooming with white men, and they're trying to learn. He's giving them assignments that they have to learn something about each other, and then they have to report back on it to try to bring this together, these men together, young men together. It's not working. So he brings them to Gettysburg, and he talks about how, you know what happened at Gettysburg in the Civil War, and there was a quote that said something like, I killed my brother with malice in my heart. And you know, if you think about it, Civil War, which we're most likely headed into in this country at once again very soon, but Civil War, brother against brother, right? And he uses that analogy, and he tells them, he's like, men, if we don't come together right now on this hallowed ground, we never will. Now, whether people agree that's hallowed ground or not, that's not the point. The bottom line is, he was just saying that we have to come together, you know, not just in football, but in life. If we want to be successful, how are we going to, work together on the field or just in society in general, where it's like, well, I'm not going to throw the ball to him because he's black, or I'm not going to catch the ball because he's white, or I'm not going to block for him because he's black or he's white or whatever on the football field. Well, it's the same type of deal here, guys and gals. If we can't get along now, how are we going to get along later? And if you can't get along, just ignore each other. Just stay away from each other. For the most part, people have that option. They have that choice. We choose who we associate with and who we don't. We choose that. People say, "Oh, I don't have a choice." Yeah, you do. You always have a choice. You have a choice. You choose who you want to have relationship with, who you want to be your friends, and you can just have associates, you can have acquaintances, you can have whatever. I almost said accomplices. But associates, acquaintances, what have you, or you can have friends too. I mean, you choose. You choose all of this, you know. And if people are hurt by that because they weren't chosen, or they want to be chosen and they're not, or whatever the case, well, whatever. Get over it. Suck it up, buttercup. I don't know what to tell you. People have the option, they have the choice on who they want to fellowship with, who they want to worship with, who they want in their life, and who they don't want in their life. All right? But just because, people can't agree, or they're hurt, or whatever the case may be, that doesn't give you the right to get on social media platform and spew all of this rebuking garbage and hatred and what's the word I'm looking for? Starts with V, not vile. What is that word? Vitriol. That's the word. Vitriol. For the whole world to hear. Okay? I mean, seriously. Think about it. Think about it. All right? All right. I guess that's it for my rant. If you listened, I appreciate it. If not, I understand that too. I can be offensive. I can hurt people's feelings, and I can be a jerk. I get all that. But I just wanted to throw it all out there. Just say, personally, I'm tired of it. I might just start unsubscribing or what have you, because I don't want to see the crap come over my phone. I don't want to get the emails saying, "Oh, this person's rebuking this person. Did you see this?" And man, what is it? A freaking soap opera? As the stomach turns, a guiding light. Give me a break. I mean, who's got time for this crap? Seriously, I don't care. The only reason I'm doing this is because it's happening so often now that it's like, okay, I gotta address this because this is just getting old. I don't need this soap opera garbage in my life, and I'm not gonna have it. So, yeah, might just start unsubscribing, or just start ignoring some people or what have you, because it's like, this is getting old, and I don't want to hear it. So take that for what it's worth. Take it to the Lord. Man, maybe I'm off my rocker. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Then again, maybe I do. I don't know. Take it to the Lord. Take it to the Holy Spirit. Take it to the Word. Look in the New Testament. See how Jesus talked to people and treated people. And we're supposed to be that example, right? I mean, we all fall short all the time. I know I do, every single day. But you won't see me on here rebuking this and rebuking that and calling this person out and calling that person out. And even people say, you need to, expose this and expose it. And I don't need to do jack, okay? If you feel so harsh, you feel so strongly about it, then why don't you do that? All right? Okay, I'm done now. You guys have a good one. Bye.